Hey guys, this is going to be my second video about this, and this is about an Avatar World video game. If you didn't watch my first video, then definitely go ahead and watch that first, because it has some things that I'm going to be building on in this video. And there's a reason why I chose this background, and I'll get to that in a little. But the first thing I want to talk about is enemies. And I did touch upon this in the previous video. So what I said in the previous video was things like, for enemies, things like bandits, and thugs, like people trying to steal stuff from you or just attack you. And maybe wild animals or creatures. I was thinking, like, if you remember that episode, I think it's called The Great Divide in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where they have to go across that big canyon, and there's those crawler things, those cave crawlers, or I don't know what they're called. Those like big things. Those like spider things. So things like that could be enemies. Maybe like chi blockers or equalists could also be enemies, but just any type of enemy. The enemies could be benders too, just like robbers and stuff. Because this wouldn't be necessarily set in Aang's time or Korra's time, which is I think how it should be done. Because then it can be a universal game so that people can still play it, and it can be added upon after Korra's over. So it can be like a game where, they just keep making updates for it, and it's not like, they have to keep making new games. It can just be like a universal game. And I was talking about this in the other video too. I think the video should, the video game should be like an open world RPG game. And I know people have been asking for this, and I know this is how it needs to be done. If any of you guys have played Skyrim before, I've played it like maybe 10 times. My cousins have it. I don't personally have it, but it's a really cool game. It should be like that, where the entire city is open to explore, and all the land in between, like all the mountains, and you can kind of look at this picture and just imagine walking through that city and having functioning stalls to buy things and functioning buildings that you can go and explore. I mean, just imagine that. I just think that would be so cool. And if they made a video game that was quality like this, I guarantee you it would sell a lot and they'd make money off of it. So don't sell out and make it crappy just for money, because if you make it good, people will buy it. And this kind of brings me into cities. So if you start out, you would choose your element, which I kind of talked about in the previous video. This is why you should watch that one first. So you start out, and say you start as a firebender. You would start in a Fire Nation city, and it would just be themed with, it'd be like a themed Fire Nation city or village. And just think about that, like, think how cool that would be to like explore it. Or think how cool it would be to start off as like water, or like an air nomad or a water tribe person. Just imagine like, waterbender, you're in this like glacial city with, ice buildings and stuff, and that would just be so cool. The next thing I want to talk about is traveling. This and these ideas I bring up, I'm not saying like, I just think these would be cool if this was in a game, and I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there so we can all kind of get thinking. And I want the community to talk about this, even though they already do. I want people to see these videos, and I want people like game developers, to think we can do this, and like we want to make a quality video game, because it would sell. Even people who have never played it, it would be. I mean, even people who've never, seen Avatar, it would just be fun to play because it would be awesome. So back to what I was saying, traveling, like long distance traveling, and I think each bending type should have their own mode of transportation. So, for example, airbending, they should have flying bisons that they can ride, and I don't know how exactly this would work. Maybe they could literally, like pilot it, like it would be like a pilotable vehicle, so to speak, where you could get in it and control the animal, and you would be riding it. And maybe like if you hit a building or something, you'd fall off of it. I don't know, because I want this game to be, like realistic. Not you can just like fly into buildings and like still be okay. Like I kind of want it to be, like a realistic game. So, and then for waterbending, maybe waterbenders could travel through the oceans really fast. Like they could have ships or something. That would be really cool. Maybe there would be like ports and stuff where they could sail. What else? Oh, earthbending. This is something that I thought was really unique. Maybe earthbenders could have like mine carts that went underground, and they could, use earthbending to propel the mine carts, and that would be their way of getting around. And then firebenders. Did you guys ever see the episode with Zuko? It was where Zuko. I'm sure you've all seen it, but you guys remember it. It was the one where Zuko. He joins the good side. He joins Aang and the gang. And he has that hot air balloon. It's like a small hot air balloon for like a couple people, and that's how him and Sokka get to the burning rock, or the boiling rock, that prison. So maybe like firebenders could have like a hot air balloon, and they could use firebending to keep it up and stuff. I just thought that was a cool idea. So that's it for traveling. The last thing I want to talk about is PvP in dueling, and I did talk about this in the other video, but I think it needs to be talked about more. So the first thing is pro bending. Maybe like every big city could have, and this would be like the multiplayer aspect of the game where you could play other players. Maybe there would be pro bending, where you would just enter an arena. You'd just be like put into an arena, and you'd have two other teammates, and then you guys know, if you watch The Legend of Korra, which you should because it's awesome. You step over the line, you lose points, or you get points if you make them go over the line. What else? Oh, and then Agni Kai, maybe if you're Fire Nation, or maybe there could be like a version for other bending forms, but Agni Kai, so 1v1. Then something that I talked about that was kind of new would be like team, or like team battle, like Team Slayer in Avatar. And you would just, I guess each player would have like health or something, like a health bar, and like different attacks would do different things. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. But you'd just have like a team of 4 people, and there'd be like an arena, and maybe an arena could be like a forest, or a city, or like an alleyway, or like on a mountain. One thing that I said that would be like really cool, I think. Imagine battling on like an air temple, like a floating air temple. How cool would that be? It would just be awesome. Um, so yeah, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video. I might do another one of these. I'm not too sure. Um, but thank you for watching, and please comment. And if you like the video, give it a like. But most importantly, I want comments, because I want to see what other people's ideas are, and maybe I'll talk about them in another video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.